Hello and welcome to another Hun's History Nest podcast, where history is enjoyed and salvaged forever. This podcast is the second of two on President Thomas Jefferson's time in office as our nation's president. And the next topic that we're going to be covering here is the expedition of Lewis and Clark, perhaps one of the more well-known expeditions in American history. And before we get to looking at the actual route and so forth, I want us to take a moment to see some of the background as to what transpired here. And so this slide here is going to provide us a little bit of background. There's a couple things going on simultaneously which allow for the United States to make this dramatic land purchase. The first thing, and it's going to be highlighted right here, is a revolt that occurs in Haiti, which directly impacts the sale to the United States of America from Napoleon. And this individual down here at the bottom, his name is Pierre Toussaint Louverture. He's going to lead a revolt in Haiti. Now Haiti, of course, part of the small group of islands off the coast of Florida over here. Haiti is a possession of France, and France owns it because it has immense profitability, because it has sugar plantations there. The slaves will revolt, led by Louverture. Upon taking over Haiti in this revolt from the French, Napoleon will see no reason to hang on to any of his colonial possessions in Haiti or anywhere elsewhere in this hemisphere. This in turn results in him deciding, rather than just working with Robert Livingston, seen down here, who is our U.S. diplomat that is negotiating out simply to use the port of New Orleans. Napoleon's going to, now that he's lost Haiti, propose selling the entire landmass to the United States of America. When Livingston finds this out, he, of course, immediately contacts Thomas Jefferson. Upon learning of this acquisition, Thomas Jefferson, the President of the United States at the time, knows that this is something that he desperately needs to do, and time is of the essence. Now, typically speaking, when this goes down, one would acquire approval from the House of Representatives because they're in charge of all of the United States' money. And in this case, this is going to cost the United States of America about $15 million. But Jefferson is going to alter or change his previous interpretation of the U.S. Constitution so that he can make this purchase in a timely fashion and not lose the deal to perhaps another country such as maybe Spain, who owns all the other land to the west. So Jefferson is going to use his interpretation of the Constitution, and he's going to alter it from when he previously had interpreted the Constitution. He strictly interpreted the Constitution in the bank argument with Alexander Hamilton. Now he's going to revert back to Hamilton's original argument, which is to interpret it loosely. He's going to use his presidential implied powers here because he doesn't want to lose this deal. And as such, he does so. House of Representatives eventually approves of this purchase. The United States of America gets all of what you see down here listed as the four major things that are, of course, immense in this purchase. We double the size of our country, gain access to New Orleans, which we originally wanted. We're going to eventually find all those mineral resources in the West, gold, silver, etc. And, of course, it's going to allow for us to have the Mississippi River. There is one other expedition which is ongoing while Lewis and Clark are exploring, and that's going to be the exploration of Zebulon Pike. Now, this one is going to be very similar to the route of Lewis and Clark, which we are going to, the route is different, but the mission is the same. It's a scientific expeditionary route. It's going to go through the American Southwest, as seen here, and then return back to the United States in the lower area here. Now, his is little known compared to Lewis and Clark's, but both are immensely important for the mission of science, the mission of mapping, and of course, discovery and understanding what it is that we actually have out here in the West. And we're going to go back and look now at the Lewis and Clark expedition. Now, the Lewis and Clark expedition is, as I said previously, perhaps the most important and most well-known. This is a group of individuals. They will be named the Corps of Discovery, as seen here in the upper right, which I'm highlighting. And this Corps of Discovery was approved by the United States Congress. We actually, Thomas Jefferson got it approved before we ever purchased the land. The captain of this mission will be this individual here, and his name is Meriwether Lewis, and he will be the captain of the mission sanctioned by the United States government. He's going to take years of courses in science, medicine, botany, horticulture, all of these different things to prepare himself. He is going to get the assistance of more of a military-minded individual here in William Clark. And of course, these two men eventually will gain help from an interpreter by the name of Sacagawea, which in English means bird woman. She is a Shoshone Native American, married to a trapper, a French trapper, Charbonneau, and she will lead them along the route of their trip west. Along this route, which I'll use the map here to show, they will begin here in St. Louis. They're going to travel along the Missouri River here, up towards a place that they were built called Fort Mandan. Only one person loses their life on this entire voyage. His name was Floyd. He will be the only loss of life on the expedition. They will bring with them one individual of African American descent by the name of York, a rather large man, in excess of 6'3". They'll stay the first winter here at Fort Mandan. They then will travel from Fort Mandan up along the Missouri up here. They will get through the Rocky Mountains, and eventually for the next winter they will build another fort here at Fort Clatsop. Now, upon the return is when they split. On their return route, they will come back and they will split here. One will go north, one will go south. They get through the Rocky Mountains, and then they meet again for the next winter back at Fort Mandan. And then they have the return trip here back to St. Louis. Along this expedition, as some of the pictures here will show you, one of the things of immense importance was just the building of the keel boat here, which is a boat which will allow for them to have portage across some parts of land. It has a flat bottom, as seen here, so that they could actually push it along land by putting logs underneath it and so forth, and then pushing it out, and then each log would be replaced as they pushed it one log length forward. An immense discovery trip, much of which we still have today at the University of Virginia, and you can go to that website if you want to see some of the things that they actually got, but one of the great achievements of Thomas Jefferson's presidency.